It's about 3 years ago. It happened a little bit before that, but I was diagnosed with cancer and went into the doctor, and certain things occurred and ended up being stage 4 bladder cancer. And back then, the doctors told me I had to get everything. It kind of hit me all at once. It was a big shock. And the doctor said, you might want to start getting everything in order, as far as like your will. And me being, still young, I was like, what is this doctor talking about? Will, and you have to get your arrangements set. And I'm like, no, this can't happen. This can't happen. And so, the doctor said, all we can do right now is through chemo. After about a couple months, he told me, he's like, you know what, it's going to be rough, but you won't make it past November, December. And that was like, 5 months prior to that. And when he told me I had, basically about 5-6 months left to live, that kind of hit me all at once. I was just like, well, are you kidding me? And my weight just dropped. I was right about 215, and I just dropped all the way down to 154. And I was going through chemo at the time. And so it was a rough battle right around November, December. And that's when I was down to 154. And, everybody that saw me, I wore everything baggy and to try to hide it. I'm already bald, so it didn't really matter too much about me losing hair. But, everybody could tell that, I was losing a lot of weight because I was all the clothes that I was wearing was baggy. I was wearing double X, and here I am wearing like medium, and just fitting into a medium, like a medium shirt, fine. And the doctor and myself became really good friends, and just because we were talking a lot, and he pulled me outside. He goes, "Can we talk outside of the hospital and coming to my office?" I'm like, "Sure." I go, so we met for coffee, and he explained a lot of the stuff that chemotherapy and different types of treatment, what they do. And everybody has their own way of doing things. But I had to also think about alternative ways. And so I was going to listen to anything that he had to say. And he brought me in, we had coffee, and, he talked, he goes, you know what? Chemo is going to do nothing for you. And chemo, basically in the medical world, it's all about the money. Any patient that gets referred, I can't speak for everybody, but this is what he told me is we do get a kickback. The doctors do. So he goes, I want to send you down to a friend of mine down in Mexico because their regulations are completely different. I want to send you down to Mexico. I have a really good friend down there. Their success rate is about 80%. So I said to myself, I go, well, I have nothing else to lose, so I might as well go. So I went down, which is from where I live, it's about like 40 minutes. It's a 40-minute drive. So it's not really, and that's including like traffic. So it's not really that far from me. And so I went down there, and it's basically a whole resort, and they do nothing but holistic type treatments. So I went down there, we completely changed everything. And the nurse, when I first started the treatment, I got a little bit better, but not to where my health was still declining. And I met with the nurse that came in and the doctors, and they would still send reports back to my doctor in the States. And the nurse actually came in and said, you know what, he talked to the doctor, let's try something that we haven't done, and let's try CBD. But the amount that they were going to give me exceeded what a normal person would take. So basically, like, you have the certain type of vials that you can take. And basically I was taking one a day, which is basically, it's like I think they're like 2-ounce bottles. Mm-hmm. So basically I was taking one a day, which is a lot. And probably within about a month, you could tell my health started getting better. So that just, along with the holistic type of treatments that we've done, I had to completely change my diet. I had to stop eating meat. Everything was, which is very difficult for a bodybuilder to do, because, you're kind of reliant on, your beef, your chicken, your fish. So basically all of that was cut out. And I had to basically go towards all your vegetables, your fruits, You know, certain types I couldn't drink, you know, there's no more milk or, you know, different types of dairy products. So fast forward 6 months later, you can tell my health was starting to get better and better and better and better. A year into this, you know, after here comes January and I'm still alive. And I'm just like, man, you know, I have like the biggest smile on my face. Like, you know what, I can kick this in the butt. I go, you know, I can do this. And here comes January, February. We test again in March. And he says my results to my doctor. And he said, Kiyoshi, you're just about, you know, good to go. You're cleared. He goes, I would have never thought about how good this would have turned out. He goes, I'll be honest with you. I didn't see you making it past December. He goes, everybody's body is different, how they react to different things. He goes, with me, you know, Joe Smith or Tom, you know, Tom over here, we could have did the same exact thing and all had different results. He goes, in your case, your body just reacted perfect the way it should have, you know, way you did. And he goes, but that doesn't mean you're clear. You're out of the woods. You still have to do the things that you need to do. And that was stay away from basically like your red meats and basically your animal proteins. So we tested. 2 months later, we tested again. And he said, you know what? You're all clear. You know, you have basically you're cancer-free, you're in remission. And that just blew my mind, especially, you know, with my daughter. Because when I told her, you know, we just both of us just broke down. And a lot of people don't know that I don't have any family here anywhere close. My family's either in Japan that speak Japanese, or they're in Georgia on the other side of the country. So it's not, my daughter is basically my only family here and the one I always talk to. So we broke down when I actually told her that I had cancer. And I told her, I said, back then she was struggling through a lot of stuff with softball, her injuries. And I told her, I made a promise to her. I go, hey, look we're going to make a pact. And you're going to work just as hard as I work. And that's in school and in softball and everything. And we're going to see where this is going to lead to. I said, I'm not going to give up. As long as you don't give up, then we're going to work through this. And, you know, long story short, it came out perfect. The natural organizations will never be like the IFBB. People want to see freaks. They want to see freaks. They want to see the big Rammies. They want to see guys that are 250, 270 pounds that are just shredded, opposed to a guy that's 170, 180 pounds shredded. You know, it's something about seeing a freak compared to somebody that's natural.